Hi there, friends. Welcome to Real Talk. I'm so glad you joined me today. This is a cozy, friendly place where we can share our stories and have open, honest conversation about life in group home and solo homes, and we can chat about advocacy, our rights and responsibilities, and anything else you're curious about. I believe we can learn a lot from each other and our experiences. So let's get comfy, and if you are ready, let's dive into our chat. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if there's anything you're interested in learning about or talking about. I'm excited to listen to your ideas. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Today I will be talking about the second part of the state of Illinois rights of individuals living in a Medicare waiver home or a Cila or a group home. The first one is abuse and neglect. You have the right to be safe from any kind of abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, or emotional abuse. You have the right to be safe from neglect. If someone hurts you, you should tell someone. You also have the right to tell the proper agencies. You have the right to services to help you heal if you were hurt. The definition of physical abuse is a non-accidental and inappropriate contact by a staff member with an individual that results in bodily harm. This includes harm caused when an employee directs another individual or person to physically abuse someone. Non-accidental refers to an action carried out with intent or awareness, not by chance. Bodily harm is an injury, damage, or an impairment to an individual's physical condition, as well as contact of an insult or provoking nature. Insulting or provoking contact is that which is offended a reasonable sense person dignity. That is like if someone hits you, or puts their hands on you in any way that is not appropriate, includes hitting, slapping, punching. Verbal abuse is the use of demeaning, intimidating, or threatening words, signs, gestures, or other actions by an employee. Sexual abuse is unwanted sexual activity or touch that occurs without consent, often involves coercion, manipulation, or force. Neglect, when an employee, agency, or facility passive or intellectual features to provide intentional failures to provide adequate medical care, personal care, or maintenance. You have the right to not have financial exploitation. You have the right to your money and property to be safe. You have the right to be free from exploitation or someone is taking advantage of you, your property, or your money. Taking your money for themselves. Talk to someone if you trust, if you think someone took advantage of you. And you can report it to the appropriate agencies. Coercion. Coercion, I don't know if I'm saying that word right. I don't think I am. Coercion, you have the right to be free from bullying. It is wrong if people bully you to do something you do not want to do by hurting you or saying they will hurt you. Or like forcing, threatening, or intimidating a person as to get a desired result from them. Restraint, you have the right to be free from restraint, including physical restraint, physical restraint, or any other type. Like if you're not supposed to be held down, you're not supposed to be tied to your bed or a chair, unless you are under the supervision of a properly qualified professional. So, like a lot of times, they'll use them in like the hospital or a state developmental center, or even like a state, or not a state, a mental health institution or something like that. Seclusion. You have the right to be free from seclusion. You have the right to be free from, you have the right to be able to move around. Using seclusion or putting you in a room by yourself when you do not want to be is not allowed. Confidentiality. Confidentiality is, you have the right to confidentiality. Your information is private. Personal information about you and the service you receive can only be shared with someone else if the law allows it. Staff and others should not talk about your personal information. So, like, they shouldn't talk about it with other people you live with, or they shouldn't be talking about it when other people are around that have nothing to do with your care. Resident agreement. You have the right to a written agreement if you live in a provider-owned or controlled setting. The agreement will cover your rights and responsibilities of where you live. You have the right to choose a roommate if you must share a bedroom. You have the right to choose what furnishings and decorations you want in your house. You should work with others in your house and decide how to decorate shared areas. So in my experience, so like with decorating your room, just keep in mind that, when you have money, most of the times the furnishings that you get for your room and stuff like that, decorations and stuff, come from your personal money. So you might want a 60-inch TV, but your budget only allows maybe a 24-inch TV. So sometimes you might not be able to get it right away. You might have to give and take a little. You have the right to get a TV or whatever you want, but your budget has, you gotta be mindful with your budget. And the space in your room also. Privacy in your room. You have the right to your privacy in your room. You can have a lock on your bedroom door and the key to the lock, or another way to unlock or unlock your bedroom door. All people, including housemates, should knock and wait for a sign that it's okay to come in before coming in your room, except for emergencies. If you have a roommate, you should talk to them about how each of you will get privacy. So this means like sometimes, you know, you have the right to your privacy in your room, but then again, it's like if you fall in your room, you know, you they might not knock, you know, because it might be an emergency that they need to get in your room. Or if you're not being safe, you know, they got to get into your room. So again, they might not knock, but that's just for your safety. Access to your home. You have the right to a key to your home or another way to get into your home. Only you and your housemates should have a key or another way to get into your home. So this means like if you so like nowadays like a lot of homes have keyless entry, but sometimes it's a code or a fingerprint or whatever. So sometimes, you know, they might not have keys, you know, so but you should know how to get into your home or your bedroom, you know. Sometimes bedrooms don't have keys. You know, you might have to your fingerprint or a code or something. But you should always be able to get into them. Property. You have the right to get and keep and use personal property unless it is decided that certain items are harmful for you. When you stop receiving services from a provider, all your personal property must be given to you. Communication. You have the right to communication with others in private without staff watching or listening to your conversations. You have the right to have a visitor at your house. You and your housemates should talk about when it's okay to have visitors over. You have a right to open your own mail. So, I know in my home, I live in a still home. When we get mail, we open it ourselves, but like with our packages, so they can make sure that our packages are safe or something that we're allowed to have, or you know, something that they're not gonna have to inventory that's a high price item or something. They like to see what you have. Not to be nosy, but just to know, you know, what you're receiving. Your choice and schedule. You have the right to choose your own schedule. Your schedule includes waking up, sleeping, eating, and other activities. Now, like when you live in a group home, they say you have a right to your own schedule. In my case, in my experiences, you have a right to when you wake up, when you go to sleep. But keep in mind, medicines are given usually at a certain time. And so, and then like in the mornings, a lot of them go to work, or it may be a day program or other activities. So just keep in mind if you want to stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning, but you gotta be up ready for work at 7. Well, you know, you might be a little tired that next day. So just keep in mind, yeah, you have the right to go to bed or wake up when you want, but be mindful that, you know, you have other things you might need to do that next day. Sleeping. or eating and other activities. Meals are here at my house. Most of the time, meals are cooked by staff. Um, Sometimes we pitch in and help cook though. Um, but eating, yeah, you can basically eat when you want, but it's like at mealtime, a lot of them sit down together to eat. So, I mean, I guess you have the right to eat after everybody does or whatever, but that would be something to discuss. Access to your own food. You have the right to have access to food in your home whenever you want. Your food should not be locked up. You should not have to ask staff if it is okay to get and eat your food. This one I I don't agree with because I mean, yeah, it's your food, but so and for instance, like say you got 6 people living in your home and you have bagels and the bagel thing only has 6 bagels. So if you decide you're going to eat 2 bagels, you know, that's not fair because other people in the house might want a bagel too. Um, if you have like your own food, yeah, you probably could eat it when you want. But, you know, just keep in mind, that the house food that is bought for the house is for everybody. And you don't have you shouldn't eat more than your share. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right way to say it, but just keep mindful, like, of other people in the house. Intimate relationships and sex education. You have the right to have intimate relationships with people you choose. You have the right to get married. You have the right to privacy with an intimate partner. You have the right to get sex education information and resources about healthy relationships. You also have the right to safe sex supplies, like condoms and birth control. You will have to buy these items. Your service providers can help you with this. Self-explanatory. That's basically what it is, what it says. Dressing and grooming preferences. You have the right to personal choices and decision on how you style, how you dress, and groom preferences. This includes what clothes you want to wear and how you want to do your hair. Okay, well, also this is another, like, just keep in mind the seasons. In the wintertime, you're not going to want to wear shorts and a tank top outside because here in Illinois, it's going to be cold. And a lot of times, if you're going out in public, like to your day, day treatment program or day program workshop, if you're not dressed appropriate, they're going to complain to your staff. and you don't want to get yourself in trouble because you decide you don't want to dress appropriate for the weather or dress appropriate the way you're supposed to dress for work. So just keep that in mind also. Medical and dental services. You or your guardian have the right to choose your doctors, dentists, and other health care providers. Your choices will be in a personal plan. If you have an emergency, you may not be able to choose your health care professional. You have the right to look at any records about your health and your health care. Voting. You have the right to vote. You have the right to get help to vote in a way that works best for you. You have the right to vote for whomever you want. Staff and other people should not never tell you how to vote or who to vote for.